All right, welcome. It is happy Monday. We're here at noontime answering questions with John MaCaig, Liberty Aid Academy. How are we doing today, Jack?
Doing great, Tim. How's your day going so far?
So far, so good. Had to get up 6 a.m. early. Football practice has started for the summertime. So
Wow.
school is out. They have to do early practices.
Nice.
Anyway, it gets me up early, starting the day super early.
Good.
But
You're like, okay, maybe I'll have a chance when he gets home. He'll be more tired. No, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Football was fun when I was young, so that's great.
Yeah, good stuff.
Fantastic.
You anything big for the weekend? Any big announcements coming up? What's the big news?
Big news. It's funny how many people have come to me, come to the school, started it, and I've heard this phrase: "You're not a millionaire." What? You know what I mean? When they it happens all the time.
Sure.
And rightfully so, right? Like, it's just ridiculous, the information that this school has. No one knows any of it exists, and then they find it. And it's like, oh, this is all legal. You don't have to pay taxes. The government gives you money, and on and on and on. It's ridiculous, really. And you realize you've been lied to your whole life and stuff like that. And then they, even more. They're like, man, you must be a millionaire. They do it again as a student. They're like, why isn't this guy a millionaire? Like, it's really, on my mind a lot. Like, why, what's the deal? And I had a recent, over the past few months, I had an interesting event. They try to lock us out of all paid marketing everywhere. They make it almost impossible for us to sign up at all. And then when we do get signed up, we have to pay so much money. We get so little traction. It's a joke for years and years and years. So that most of what people pay in tuition goes to Google or, to pay for ads. Is crazy what we have to do here. And then that's the last one is even staying open. And in the past a couple months ago, I went into we got Instagram, right? I went into Reels. I was like, oh, you can boost a Reel. And our Facebook is our ad account has been nixed. Like, it's just, so hard. And I went in there and I tried boosting a Reel. It worked, and I was like,
Right.
oh, and it got, basically, it went on for 30 days until they totally shut us off for no reason. But basically, for a third of our ad budget, we were getting triple the sales.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is what happens to everyone else in business except us.
Yeah.
And now I've been knowing that's been happening, obviously, because of the response everyone has. They got us on lockdown. It makes it seem, because we exist, that we're out there, but I have done more than 1,000 videos, testimonials in the dozens. It's just ridiculous what is going on out there. And so, the system, what happens from that? You know what I mean? The system forces me to perform another miracle based on their, tariffs. You know what I mean? Like, they're putting a tariff on me, right?
Right.
On my stuff out there. They're putting a tax on me, on my information out there. They're saying, oh, your stuff has got to cost, 3 times 3, 900% more to advertise. It's going to cost you 900% more. And it's like, that seems stiff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I read Revelations a lot, and the mark of the beast is the name. It says it right there, the mark, the name. Anyway, it's this person game, that they're tracking us under. That's been right along, basically, the whole time. And then tracking me and this work, and anyone out there doing the truth, which I simply myself, I have never found another human doing any honest, truthful work with proof. Never found them. I've never found them. I've been in this business professionally,
Right.
only my only profession, more than 12 years, and I've never found another soul
Mhm.
doing any work in this area with proof for anyone. I've never found them. And I've looked and looked. My last podcast was a show looking for people for 2 years in a row.
Right. Right.
Yes, I'm looking for proof, and I gave up then. And I've since keep looking, and I never find them. And then I run into this, a sample of, what it would actually be like to be someone in the regular business world and just pay for advertisement, and what would happen,
Right. Right.
and so, that brings me to new stuff like you were asking about. Any new stuff coming up? Our new stuff comes out on JesusChristTrust.net. Basically, that's how Skunk works over there. I have to, because of the government,
Mhm.
I have to continually be the cutting edge of truth and new technology that allows us to get over on the government and bankers. I have to, or I won't exist as a school.
Right.
I won't
Right.
exist. They make it impossible. I have to do another miracle like every year, every other year, that no other human has ever done, basically. That is kind of like Moore's law, Jack's law. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the next miracle must be performed. And so I'm always in the skunk works are performing the next miracle. And that's as a performer, you see that God does miracles. I'm just a performer. You see, to say that's the right word, a performer, and because my role is to unlock the information where anyone could be a performer. You see,
Right.
anyone can perform the thing. Oh, hey, just write on your name on the trust, get an EIN, and off you go. And you have a bank account. You don't pay taxes. You don't report to the IRS. Obvious miracle. We didn't know about it. Oh, you all are doing this miracle over there in secret. Oh, caught you. And so on with what's going on. Like, obviously, there's a percentage of a high percentage of the population doesn't pay for anything. Obviously,
Mhm.
just the numbers don't make sense. Who's got all the super high paying jobs to pay for, these housing costs at this interest rate? It's like that's. I mean, what grade level of math do you have to do math to realize that's not even close to being possible? That's like, is that a joke? Are you treating me like a child to say that? Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, go have a look at the new stuff on Jesus Christ Trust. There's 2 new courses over there, discourses, still in process. Uh, you know, can't get out of death in Texas, so get out of death, and already get you out of taxes. But that actually is over there. And then freehold, like free country, freehold. That's actually worked at 100% of the cases in a course that's currently, in Liberty Aid Academy, right? Get out of foreclosure. That works 100% of the time. But that technology that worked there, we're bringing it forward to just go get a vacant bank-owned home and get it for free. And so we're out there. I would like to just do paid advertising and get. I'm 63. I
Mhm.
would like to just help people. I'm an accountant with an MBA, master's in accounting, decades of work experience. I'd like to just think this was enough, but it's not. They don't allow it to be enough for me.
Mhm.
So I don't eat. I don't get a roof over my head. I can't do that. I can't get a good virtual background if I don't. if you know
Yeah.
if I don't keep having this progress, because they keep tamping me down. Like,
Right.
there are only so many people scouring the internet, you know what I mean? Looking behind every leaf that realizes it's all fake until they come to me. You know what I mean? Like, it takes so much work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Lee, it'd be great to have you. But so that's why, I'm gonna, those two things are over there on that. And of course, behind the scenes, I'm working on progressing that technology. And I'm gonna focus on, hey, Scott, the free home thing, because I'm gonna take away all the United States land. They stole my home, I'm gonna steal their land.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, and I don't want it. It's just, I'm gonna give it back to God and the people. Like, the country stole our country.
Yeah.
It's not ours. Now I want to bring up something, and I want to talk about and this is my intro. Everyone's here. That's so great. Thanks for checking in, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support, everyone. I couldn't do this without. The point is, I couldn't do this without your support because they make it so hard. It's ridiculous, you know. And what's going on in the U.S. right now? That's the economic thing. Like, obviously, things are not good, especially if the government, who I'm pretty sure no one voted, not a single vote for the dude who's president. You know what I mean? No one. Obviously, no one voted for. You know what I mean? Zero. Nobody knows his name now. I don't even know his name. So, you know, uh, this is all fixed. It doesn't take much intelligence, right, to go, this game is rigged, And then you start to realize, oh, it's a rigged game. So who's rigging it? What do the
Yeah.
future innings hold for us? Do you know what I mean? If it's
Yeah.
a rigged game and they already have the playbook, what's the playbook? You see?
Mhm.
That's what we need to, that's the info. And we need to beat them on that stuff. You see, they're up and, having a roof over your head expenses. So, they want us to sell out like they all did, and not have to pay for anything. Hey, just sell your soul to the devil and come back on our team. Yeah, you don't have to work or nothing. Yeah, all this turmoil is for them. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, We'll get our own, if we get a, bug infestation, we'll go to the hardware store and get some bug spray, or whatever miracle that eradicates you. And so that's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at, eradication, of these infestation of these creatures and how you get them out from under your roof and so on. So that's what I'm going to focus on it. And the reason is because of the problems we're having in this country and the script and what's coming up. Okay, so now what's coming up, right? I took a moment over the weekend to read this hack here
Mhm.
at Liberty Aid Academy. This trust is a Christian loophole in the tax code and also in life, in reality, that allows you not to pay taxes and so on. I've gone through this many times. It exists in the laws of this country and so on, and it comes from the "In God We Trust." You know what I mean? The existence of it. Uh, might be a problem if that thing wouldn't exist. So it's like, well, who are they up against? You know what I mean? China, obviously. It's China versus the U.S. and China already won the economic war. I don't know if anyone has ever watched the videos on the 2024 Canton Fair. It's like, no one has ever seen anything like this. They have every single product that is ever made ever,
Mhm.
and they have 15 models of everything.
Right.
It is the largest fair or place to buy anything anywhere, and it's a wholesale place. Like, you go into this giant city that is only booths at like a
Right.
trade show, and you just, how many of everything do you want? How many hundreds? And it's like hundreds of everything here, and in some places like, no, we really do 3,000, and
Mhm.
it's impossible to understand the scale of this place. It's impossible. You can watch videos that you just won't understand because it's impossible, because you've never been around anything this large. No one ever has. One of my first jobs out of college was because I was licensed general contractor for a while, worked in building and so on before I was an accountant. I worked on the Potomac Mills Mall outside of DC, which is 1.5 million square feet. Uh, big project. That was my first one out of college. You know, I was one of the like assistant superintendents on, you know, largest building in the U.S. at the time ever.
Mm.
So, but this place makes that look like, you know, that was one, you know, building 3 or whatever. You know, it's like
Right.
it's beyond, and you know, it'd take me 20 minutes. We have to walkie talkies. We were only working on half of the place. You know what I mean? It was like, and then we were going to do phase 2. It was beyond. It was so large. You would have to walk for a half an hour to get from one place. When they were doing the layers, the site work and the asphalt, it was just like, it was like, you know, it was like they're a mile out there. So vast. It was so huge. This place dwarfs that. And then, okay, it dwarfs it, but now where's all this stuff coming from? You know what I mean? Like, how did this all get here? You know, it's too much. It's like there are 100 new car models this year.
Yeah.
How that's not possible. Speaking of miracles, that's impossible. That's not even remotely possible in anyone's. What? You know what I mean? If you're in the U.S., so you're like, all the car companies in the U.S. came up with 100 new car models this year, you'd be like, what? You know what I mean? Like, and that's just the cars. They have, you know, if you want a vacuum cleaner, you have to choose from like 10,000 of them.
Right.
It's like, what? It's impossible to understand the scale of it. You can get fully done things, you get ball bearings, you get any parts or finished products of everything that's made, boats, cars, it doesn't matter. Everything. Robotic systems to run factories. Yeah, we got them. Booth number. They have everything that's made. Every single thing. Under the one roof.
Yeah.
How is the U.S. going to do anything against that? Give me our infrastructure is old. Everyone's driving an old car because the bankers have siphoned off 99% of all of our value, either it's our work or our own assets, everything through this, you know, dollar Ponzi scheme. That they have. Oh, let's just print money and inflate money and everything costs more until they behead us, I guess, you know? And so that's where we are. And now China's just completely made us non-existent. So what I'm saying is over the weekend, what I did was, because this school is all about trust. I read the Constitution of China.
Right.
I read their trust. You know, it was very interesting. U.S. is a nothing soon, but I'm just letting you know. We're going to be a vassal of China, period. You know what I'm saying? What was Scott saying? I'm sorry, I missed that.
That's all right. If you're ready, my question, I have a PayPal account, and I changed the name on the PayPal to the trust name, or do I have to open a new one? The old one has a good reputation.
Yeah, no, you open a new one, basically, because it's done under business name and EIN. So, you know, or person with social. No, you know, you can sometimes if you have a personal one, go, oh, I want to upgrade, you know, to a business one, you know, and then it can be done if, you know, but you didn't say, but I'm guessing maybe this is a business one already, but you input the information and they say, oh, hey, you know, it's under this business. Can you re-input that information and change it to another business? PayPal didn't like that I sued them, settled out of court, didn't like I exposed them, and they don't let me sign up. So I can't say everything about PayPal, you know? So that's as far as I can go with that one because I don't have direct knowledge for that reason. So, but it's a good question. But that's my answer.
Gotcha. George says, this is cutting into my preparing a Mexican casserole. I'm making everything from scratch, meat and refried beans and rice, assemble it all and bake it a little. Okay. Good to know it's a cooking show now, George.
The chips over here. Hey, when is it going to be ready?
Yes.
I want some melted cheese up on there. Come on.
He's going to listen while he cooks. Leah wants to eat with them. Um, part of it you can smell it's overwhelming. Okay, he's really into the food.
Oh yeah,
Let's see if there's a oh, people that's actually about the show. People are shocked when I share this information. I tell them to call you. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends.
Thank you.
Yes, Lee, you do a great job, Jack. Yesterday's teaching was so enlightening. Very nice.
Thanks for coming to that. The people that are really interested, once you're over the hump of what this is real. Yeah, we get you in Liberty Aid Academy. Then you're like, what else? Wait, what's going on here, by the way? And then you come over to Jesus Christ Trust and I fill you in. That's what she's talking about. Excellent. I'm a Sunday show over there, dude. Anyone is interested, I go live on a separate channel on Dude. On Sundays, Jesus Christ Trust on that. Anyway, that's what Lee was mentioning. Okay, so
there we go. Then there was one from where'd it go? Here it is. Lemon law. I'm doing a lemon law on a car I have right now, planning to get another car. What's the whole purpose of putting your vehicle under the trust?
So your person, right, has nothing, you see, right. And then that corporate entity, it qualifies for all of everything that you can get for free because it doesn't have anything from the government, you see?
Right.
That's why you do it. I mean, plus it puts it out of the jurisdiction. You see what I'm saying? Of them. In other words, they don't really have a right to pull you over. They could. They don't have a right to touch you anyway with a trust. They could try, and so on. So you want that protection over your assets, not your assets. Now the trust assets, now not your assets. God's. You're like, sorry, I have no authorization to do anything for you or with you. This is all God's stuff. All right, sorry, bye. See you later. Like that.
Jack Robin Hood MaCaig. George says, give the country back to the Native Americans and put them in charge of the climate. I'm sure the first thing they'll do is to take down those damn towers and quit spraying that stuff in the air. Yeah. Probably right.
I mean, maybe, but I don't believe a single word of climate change except for that they have remarketed something that I already know is an event that they already know is going to happen. But other than that, no, none of that stuff's happening the way they say ever. Something is happening, just not what we're being told, like always. It's so annoying, isn't it?
Dee says, I watch China on TikTok. If you think something and ask for it, it pops up in the thousands, and they ask how much you need. Yeah.
Everything in China, if you watch the videos, thank you, Dee. Nothing in China is over 15 years old. Nothing. Not a single car, not a bridge. There's one state in China. There's one state in China, okay, that has 30,000 new bridges.
Right.
Wait, what? And it has 40 of the tallest 100 bridges in the world. One state of China has 30,000 new bridges. And this country, USA, cannot pay to fix this infrastructure.
Right.
Nothing in China is over 15 years old. Nothing. How is that even possible? That's not possible by any laws of nature that anyone has ever heard of from any school ever. You see what I'm saying? Ever.
Right.
So something's going on that we're not being told. And we are so far behind. You can't see the writing spray painted on the empty, mall wall,
Right.
Can't you see what's happened here? Can't you see that there's been a sellout of the Americans and that the Chinese are taking out? Can't you see that? Nothing could be more obvious. And the USA saying a word about that. Why? You see? So they're not, but I am, because this is really economic information that is going to impact us very much. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's why I bring it up. The trust and these hacks that you have to do it, I'm getting more liquid, getting more into gold because they keep devaluing everything, and making the basic day-to-day needs cost more, and your assets that could have value, they're just we're going against them, their purchasing power. They're keeping that artificially inflated the prices. Ridiculous, Who's paying for all these houses? Half the houses in Florida are empty. They say everybody's moving there because half the houses are empty. It's a joke. We're not being told any of it's the truth, but look around and see economically, we're in an economic war that we've lost. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And so what are you going to do about that is what we have to decide now, you see?
George says it's amazing the choices we have, but when it comes to the whole who's going to brutally rule over us, we only have two choices. And they're both insane. The next two will be more insane. Just keeps building.
Well, you should look into China. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I've read their constitution over the weekend. It's very, if you read our constitution, it looks like, oh, you're nice guys, but they're not. And China is just super long. Like, first of all, it's just really long. It's very detailed. This is, their higher. It's basically most of its hierarchy explanation of, there's going to be sort of an elite that rules over all the little individual government, everything. And in their constitution, it says everyone will work.
Right.
If you're not working, you're going to, what? You're going to be retrained to work. There's good, there places will be set up to, help you be retrained to work. I mean, you're going to work for that.
Right.
Period. Everyone is. And everyone everywhere works for the government. The government owes everything. It really does. And then locally, your private property rights are inviolable. Yeah. They can't be violated.
Mm-hmm.
What? There are no individual property. Like, they have their own Ponzi scheme going on over there. And if you individually don't work, man, they come down on you individually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's very, that's who's, like, you should read their constitution, because that's what they're trying to push on everybody. Like, everyone around China, the locals are now Chinese, and it's just, whoop, we're a little bigger all the time. Like, Taiwan used to be, Hong Kong used to be, everyone who's been lent money and project and so on from China, the China Road deal has been going on for, super long now. Hey, we have everything in our country is new. How about we build you some stuff? We're just sitting around here in a brand new place. Everything's new. How about we build some stuff and you can owe us some money? So everyone knows China money now. The U.S. is just, first of all, the U.S.'s debt problem, they could be like, we just don't owe you anymore. Like, who do we owe? Who are you?
Right.
And just send our military to that address. You live in the U.S.? Okay, we're going to come. I'm sending the SEAL team over there. We're going to bin Laden you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can be on the news tonight if you say or you can sign this piece of paper where we don't owe you anymore. Your choice. Come on. Like, how can we owe money to anyone?
I have this is
Tammy,
something I learned about. No, this was from me. I put this in there.
Oh, so yeah, cool.
Allodial title. So I learned about this one. It constitutes ownership of real property, land, buildings, and fixtures that is independent of any superior landlord. So the titles, and I haven't run into this in my real estate career at all. Everything is just standard title, which is issued by the mortgage company or whatever, the title company. They don't issue allodial titles because then once you get an allodial title, there's no clawing back anything that anybody else wants to do. There's no eminent domain. There's no nothing. Do you know of this title? Do you recommend the trusts trying to go get this title so that it has more protection? What are your thoughts on that?
Thank you. This is another. I love this softball. Like, oh, watch this one go to the park. Somebody catch this one in the parking lot. No, thank you for this one. It's a great question because this comes up a lot. This is to me, this reads the same. This question is the same as sovereignty, because that's what is at the heart of this, right? Can you be sovereign? No. That's the whole point of this trust. There is no sovereignty. We're under a dome, and so you're with God or you're with his God shadow. There's no Oh, you're gonna get out of the dope? No, you're not. You're in prison. Like the warden is, there's a choice of two wardens at your prison. It's like, oh crap, oh, that's great. Well, you can have one or the other. It's like, well, can we pick out of a million? No, one of two. So that's who has power here, obviously.
Mhm.
And so you can only go with, you can't create yourself for, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave the dope. Click. It doesn't work like that. You see, there is no sovereignty. You see what I'm saying? There's who's going to back a colonial title? You see what I'm saying? Who's going to back it? You're saying, I want title outside the government. Who's going to back it?
Right.
What government? Like, what's the force that will back? Oh, you're not going to have an island in the middle of the U.S. That's what the U.S. is going to say, and so they're going to say, no, you're not, and that's the end of that title because they have more power. So. So a colonial title is impossible because the power of this trust that actually makes it so you could come out from the God we trust and that power that I just described, the government, is by going with the stronger power, God. So instead of having a more perfect union, hey, it was perfect with God. Now we're
Mhm.
cast under the dome, like the book says. It's like great, bad plan. So now we're playing the game for our soul. But so it doesn't, that's impossible. What it is like sovereignty, why they bring this up is, to give the slaves a gold ring to, reach for that doesn't exist. Hey, keep picking cotton. Hey, listen, keep paying the bankers. Want to know why? One day you're going to figure out a colonial title. I know you've never seen it as a realtor, but it
Right.
does exist. No, it doesn't. So, and that's the reason it doesn't exist. Is China versus the U.S. They're really two different companies owned by the same people. The same devil, the same non-person, same non-human. It's just a game. It's a scripted game. There's nothing. Governments are fake. The space is fake. They all say it's real. I mean, and no one calls out the other country. So it's like
Mhm.
it's the same crew all the time playing games. But that's why I'm still looking ahead. What's the game? What's your planned little ticker tape thing here that you all know and we need to know? Oh, China's going to take over. And okay, great. That looks like a hard language to learn. So, hence the butting of heads, you
Yeah.
see, with
Yeah.
Europe and US. Going to happen, already happening.
I believe Scott's saying his PayPal is a business account. But we established he's got to start a new
Yeah,
one for the trust, right?
yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do.
George says, to be or beheaded. That is the question.
Right.
Can you get me a copy of the Rothschilds private family trust? I'd like to look it over. I'm sure I can glean something from that.
Yes,
That
that's
would
why.
be
That's why I said I just read the Chinese Constitution. Go have a read.
he wants the
Think they
Rothschild
did it right?
trust.
You don't think that's a family trust? You don't think somebody in Rothschild, one of them crew at that table with the devil owes China, and that's one of their little pawns at the high table? Come on, what? I just answered your question. It's on the internet. Go ahead.
One lineage. Hi, new to crypto bill can the new crypto bill can block American citizens from accessing their exchanges and wallets. Are private trusts exempt from this because we operate in private? Thanks.
Uh, no, no. Obviously, private trusts are just piece of paper. You see what I'm saying? It's the operators who become susceptible to mental programming. You see what I'm saying? And that's all you're describing is some mental programming. You know that hey, the crypto's First of all, crypto is not an asset, as I keep explaining to everyone. It's like a currency where you just exchange some value and then you put it into something of actual value, like gold, US minted gold coins. Like, don't you have them? Like, just because you're at the gambling table, and the Duke is coming in. No, it's rolling again, doing the roulette wheel. One last one before the Duke hits. It's like, what? You know? Uh, they're letting you have a little fun over there, but they own everything over there. It's just a game. They're paying for services, off ledger. You see what I'm saying? They're playing for shenanigans worldwide, and souls and new houses and everybody's bills off ledger. That's how they do. I bet what? It's like, well, we got a whole lot of more souls. We'll just put it on the U.S. bill. They don't. That thing's 34 trillion. Who cares? And they're like, well, we're getting a whole lot more than the U.S. citizens are starting to know. Okay, well, make some invisible money, and pay with that. Make some money with no value. And so that's what they do. They pay special operations operators, a regular crew, and all that to sell their soul. I always suspect when people ask me about crypto, like what they sell out for. But I mean, that's the issue. You see what I'm saying? Don't have like everything. A lot of stuff in a house is metal, and a car metal. You could bury gold coins and throw BBs all over your yard. You can't find them. You see, and that has real value everywhere in every state of gold is not physically that large, $2,000, 2,500 now, whatever, for this little tiny, like a quarter. It's like,
right.
It's very dense value. And plus, all it is a hedge against inflation. In other words, that gold coin is always just going to be worth, an amount of currency anywhere in any country. You see? And so you could always just change it in, get local, whatever you need. Crypto, dollar, whatever, yen, yuan, whatever. Our bridges are collapsing. That's the point of this whole talk. You see, literally the ships are running bridges and knocking them over, and people, hey, let's go, Brandon.
One letter says, looks like the degens are around our chat like moths to a flame.
Yeah.
Go in peace, degens.
The djinn. It's like Django. Yeah, the D is silent. It's the djinn, like in Star Wars. The Jedi, the djinn. That's what the Muslims call demons, djinn. And if you want to learn about that, watch the Jinn series. Amazing series on YouTube.
I do follow some crypto stuff, so they're over there. They're called degens. So crazy ones are called degenerates or degens. So mixing up my my slang. Lee says, why is allodial a thing and who utilizes it?
That's what I said. It's a programming mechanism. It's not a thing that exists in reality. We have a professional realtor in the United States who's the co-host of this show, Tim. And he said he'd never seen it. It is profession.
Right.
So it doesn't exist. Do you follow? And so it's a marketing tool. It's a programming mechanism for the slaves picking cotton in the field and paying the bankers and working for the bankers. You see, that's all it is. Hey, one day you'll get this gold ring. It's a mind thing. Oh, one day there might be a way out of cotton picking. No. It's worse marketing if you have a cotton slave plantation to tell the slaves, yeah, you're slaves again today. Get to work again today. It's way better if, somewhere along the way, one of the masters went, tell them it's going to be good later. They live longer. What? They're better slaves. Keep doing that. That's what it's for.
Julie's adding on this topic. Allodial title means the king have his right away over the land forever and their owners, heirs forever. It's all about the name of birth. The birth certificate is evidence of the registered property.
Yeah, their hierarchy of ownership, and if it were a monarchy, would go to the individual who's alive at the head of that monarchy. That's true, Julie, in that context of monarchy. That the state, that's the flip side of saying someone can have a allodial title. Someone does, the king. Okay, so it exists as a concept. So they've taken that and say, oh, you can have that for your own land. Yeah, but the king has a friggin' country army who stupidly listens to them. So, that's why they could do it. That's my point. Exactly. But here, all over the internet, instead of something useful, what is the US push? Right? You can get a Ludio title. What? Come on.
Right.
That's why NASA exists. To run every social media platform and tell us lies.
Kimberly's in the house. My thoughts are that we came in with nothing clean and pure, and this is how we leave. The soul trap is by the time you pass on, you're not owning or owe anything. Your thoughts?
Man, Babe, did I say Babe Ruth came in to play baseball today? I told you, when Babe Ruth came in to bat first, you'd be like, man, that kid can swing. Look at now, talk about hitting the nail on the head. I say yes. I
Right.
say Kimberly is right. You know what I'm saying? I go over every detail of this on JesusChristTrust.net. I've gone through every single detail of how this is, and the dates of when it's going to happen and when it started. You see what I'm saying? I just got the issue actually from Rolling Stone magazine at old one. It's really cool. It's a special edition Woodstock thing. That's actually, around September 11, 1969. Didn't know that, did he? Oh, yeah. It's very interesting what you brought up. Very interesting. Jesus comes with a star, right? Can't come in here with your soul. You play for it, right? So it's cast into the firmament above you, your halo. Got to win it back. A star. So yeah, no, you and what does it say? You're judged on your deeds.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people rent.
Rent.
Don't have a deed.
I think they're talking about your actions. You're good.
They say that, so it must be a lie. You see to say if you have a negative barometer that always lies, then they're always lying. And so maybe there aren't a whole bunch of words that don't have double meanings. Maybe actually mean what they mean. Maybe God's not a stupid moron. If God wrote the book and that's God's script, maybe God's not a friggin' idiot who needs his words spun around all the time until it means what our masters need it to mean. You know what I mean? Like maybe, as usual. But I'm just saying, she has a point. If you're nothing, control everything, maybe your trust. You see what I'm saying? That's why this trust is such a real solution. You see to say it goes into trust and give it to God, it solves that issue. But do you even want it, actually? Given the economic information I just said, do you even want a piece of real estate? It's going to tank. You know what I'm saying? They're making insurance cost more. They're making air conditioners cost more. And, oh, we're going to put a tariff on Chinese. Well, everything comes from China, literally. The U.S. makes nothing. So, so you're making homeownership super much more expensive at cars and everything because it's kind of pricey already. What are you? Can we put a watermelon as president and probably make better decisions? We chose a watermelon instead because at least it doesn't do anything wrong. Watermelon for president won't do anything wrong. Will rot, but just naturally, and you can watch it rot. It will turn rotten eventually, but it won't cost money.
Here's some good deeds. When I receive my notary package, I've decided every first Monday I will go to each library in my area for 2 hours and give free notary services to those who are on assistance, and as I give back.
You're going to learn a lot
Go,
from that. You're what? I'm a loss for words. That's impossible.
Kimberly, that's awesome of you. Can I ask your title as the trust? So sweet of you. Can I ask you to title your notice trust?
One thing that you can do is say free or any donation. That's actually the way I started at Liberty Aid Academy is any donation about is a more, because people people understand it takes time and everything. It's just may not be in that situation to do it, and maybe give you something else or whatever. Hey, can I help you with something? I'm just saying, like, that's another way to market it that I have.
There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure because sometimes words have two meanings. From the stairway to heaven, let them. There you go, Jay.
Right, the signs on the wall. What are they actually saying? Yes, right? The stars and the stripes, right? The stars, the fallen angels versus the one with the stripes, the convicts, the slaves, the prisoners, the banker slaves, us, the cods, right? The one's big cod. That's us. Stars.
That's all the question and comments in there. So,
Oh, fantastic.
got any other notes you want to touch on?
Well, I mean, I just want to kind of go over a little bit more of this information, what's happening. What's the largest city and will be for the whole time loop? What's the largest city in Earth and always will be? Does anyone know? I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know until I looked up one of the largest cities by population. I had no idea. I was super wrong. I was like, obviously something in China. Obviously, oh, wait, no, something in India. Wait, no, wait, what? Neither. I was like, wait, what? Tokyo is by far.
I don't know why I didn't say it, but I was thinking they have
Nothing's in the
37
ballpark.
million people there.
Nothing's in the ballpark. Nothing. China makes every car now for nothing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Every car. And you don't even need to burn anything anymore. Electric, which is cheaper than gas, they have them now already. They already have. It's already done. It's already completed. That's already happened. And so now they're just getting better. And China has them all new. It's like, oh, okay. So who does that put out of business? An island called Japan and the largest city in Earth. Puts them all out of work. It's an economic war. Japan is another loser. They're just actually, more frontline like we are.
Right.
They lost, so they're right next to China. Like they're the most indebted country in the history of country. They make the U.S. per capita look like we ain't even borrowed yet. They are so indebted. Like, what is Japan going to do? I mean, Japan is about to, like what? Think about it. Like, it's this whole thing. What's Europe going to do? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's Europe going to do? Has old infrastructure, same problem like the U.S. A lot of it. Japan is just, their entire economy is cars, and they can't make it for free. China can. Look at them all. Look at them. What the state owes every business. They can put all their assets behind everything. It's like state, like a country versus private companies, and and a state with the largest population who's organized as one team, China, and their stated goal is to put, we're going to win the car business. They already won. So they're going to win anything else they do based on their constitution and the way they handle their business. This economic war is over. What is going to happen from it? We're screwed, you see? By the way, Dee Mayor Obama said the next World War III will be economic. So, and we lost. So what's going to happen, Like real estate's coming down. They're going to have to go back to zero with the Federal Reserve and so on. But then it's just going to spiral out of control. Them gold coins are just going to be worth more and more and more and more. You follow? So you have to be very careful with your expenses, lower them. Don't have any assets, unless you have to live under a roof, and then the rest of assets got to be making money. Can't be out there playing with your toys no more with your COVID money. You see, you got to be prepared for helicopter money because obviously has to happen again because this ship is going to sink in a few if they don't. And same with Europe, and like it already happened was they had to invent, a what from where? A problem from China, Wuhan. People. With one little psyop, they owned the earth economically. Now, who planned it? Who was behind it? Obviously, U.S. and everybody went along with the economic destruction of the Western world.
Right.
That's what happened. And now this is the aftermath. You see, where China has all the resources to go roll over us, baby. That's happened. That's already happened. You see? And how are you going to plan for it? What are you going to do? Rent. Why you want a deed when your asset value of America is going down? Sure, it's going up. They want more, real estate taxes. Well, this, you could own real estate, get rid of the taxes and so on, get it when it's cheap, have no mortgage. That is possible with this kind of trust. Hacking the money, build your credit. You can go at it. We can solve that with these tools here. You see? But
Right.
You're not going to do it outside of using the tools at Liberty Ed Academy. You're not going to do it. And that's the plan. You're screwed. That's the plan. From the U.S. to China and our overlords. Yeah. The Rothschild, whoever's behind it.
And Dee says China is ergonomically perfect. I think maybe she says economically. They have won logistically. They have it down.
Go look at the Europeans and Americans visiting. They're all like, dude, they're moving there because things are super cheap and everything's brand new. But also everything's super ugly and super boring and bad taste. You know what I mean? It's like if the 80s were given unlimited money. The guy who designed the K car was number one. It was like, no, this is future K car. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, just, that's our future. It's horrible. Everything is shiny and pretty girls in outfits. It's like, can you turn down the music? There's nothing about this is relaxing or enjoyable or good looking. Like, all this sizzle just makes it worse. We've had this in America already. Like, they were like, oh, it's new, it's cool. It's like horrible, That's our future. Like all the crappy stuff from Walmart, we're making it bigger. We're bringing it to your town. We're gonna make the houses that way. It's like, oh God, thanks. You lost, and it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be, Pikachu, whatever, the Chinese version of copied everything. We have no creative ability whatsoever, and it's all going to be made to look like what you had, but it's going to be worse because it's cheaper, and we don't pay for the rights to the story. We can't create stories ourselves. So horrible. Okay, but new. It's bad.
I think someone
bad.
Said,
if you go look, it's bad.
Yeah, it was Dee who said China's shipping homes through Temu, and they can go and now they're just pop-up houses. They're like shipping containers, and the walls fold down and make it a little bit bigger, and there you go, that's your house.
Yeah, this whole thing is very interesting. This script that's in place, so where to read about what's going on and so on. Like, you read Revelations, the ships of the world, they're the ones that get everything, from Babylon. The ships got to go to China and get the show. Like, that's the place.
Lee does not want to see any more Temu ads.
No, Temu, who, by the way, supposedly sells everything, for a super discount, has how many billions of dollars?
Yeah.
Or tens or hundreds of billions of dollars to advertise 10 times in front of everyone in the U.S. per day.
Right.
I can't get one. You know what I mean? Like, and Temu, that's what I'm saying is thank you, Lee.
Grabby thing in the USA is made that they can't be the middleman anymore.
Right, like Taiwan was. Everything was made in Taiwan. You know what I mean? Oh, we took Taiwan back. Everything made in China now. It's like, where is BlackRock? Where is Satan and the evil? Santa and the elves. Where are you guys? You know what I mean? Like, okay, here's one fact that you have that will, I hope, maybe let you understand. How long is the Great Wall of China? Anyone? Anyone? How long? In other words, think about how far apart, along a distance it is across the United States, whatever, 2,500 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
Then think about how long the Great Wall of China is. And put it up against that, and let's see what you're up against here, because that's just something that popped into the background for them that nobody built. That's just what, you know what I mean? We got a big wall for the tourists, you know? How long is it?
Didi says 2,000 miles.
13,000.
13,000. That's quite
You
a
have
wall.
no idea how far
Yeah.
China is ahead of them. They are just going to, 10,000-pound weight, and there's America. You don't have no idea.
Yeah.
This hive, this is like the Borg. Okay, go read their constitution. It's a Borg, and they're coming here. It's just like in Revelation. It's like the Borg are over there. You should read it. It's all so easy, which is like, this is all impossible. So apparently they're in charge of the miracle big finale crew. Great. Here's all this stuff. We have a new. It's like, I've heard of the whore Babylon, and does she have anything good? There's just this stuff. So, I think you could see what's one thing that's going to happen. Why are they bashing Tesla? The only possibility in America of going up against China. Or why is it de rigueur to, bash Tesla and Musk? Like, who? What? There's no bridge to China, and nobody in this country doing anything except for that dude. No one. Look at Canoe. You know what I mean? Making cars. For 5 years, we've been borrowing money, and we made 3 cars for NASA. It's like, what? 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 That's fine. No, and we're borrowing more. It's like, that's very American.
Right.
Musk is the only shot here. Dude could be president easy, especially when the war goes full tilt. I don't know when that is. But,
he's got to put his robot army together.
You see what I'm saying? It sounds like Star Wars. When you see it, they're all saying the same stupid little.
Once he gets his stormtroopers assembled, then that's it.
He made them look like stormtrooper. He dressed them for Halloween like stormtrooper. Wear that white? No, dude, that's great. Not exactly like stormtrooper. No guns or nothing. It's like a little too close. He's like, a little too close is where I want it. Okay. You'll see why later. No, so that's what I'm saying. This trust and these financial hacks, you have to do this. They're destroying our country on purpose, and everywhere here, and our finances, all that kind of stuff. You have to be positioned correctly with this trust, with your assets on the side, your revenue stream over there. You can't be getting taxed. The government has to pay you. You don't pay them. You have to do all these things, or you're gonna be out in the cold where they want you. Or sell your soul. That's it. That's a big finale, script for them. Same as always, right? Just tighten the thumb screws on us. So that's what I'm saying. Prepare, get this trust. It's the only thing proven to help. Okay. And then all the hacks that come with it. Okay. We're here to help you as you do it. All right.
All right. Next show is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be here. Please join us. Please jump up and join into the show. I think Kimberly joined us last Thursday night. That was great.
Kimberly, it's great to have you. Woman. It's great. It's great to have you along. You have really digested this information, done great work, and come to the you spit out the right conclusion on this show, like I have too. You're totally with it. It's great to have you here. Thank you.
Very good. So that's about it. Any closing thoughts? We'll be back on Thursday night.
All right. No, well, of course, Didi, we ain't being birthed yet, Kimberly, but, Didi's still here. No. All right, Edward. No, everyone here is like that. You're very amazing individual. We're happy to have you here, and you're far along in this technology. We're here to support you. Everyone else, get in the game. Come on, we're here to help. All right.
Sounds good. All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you Thursday night.
All right, Tim. Thank you.